Saanich Gulf Islands is rising on a point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I indicated to you informally earlier today, I want to return to a point of order that we were discussing on February 23rd, 2021. And it was on the question of not my original point around the right for independent members and members of non-recognized parties to pose questions on Wednesdays, but the more general problem of the distribution among many MPs and a number that has grown. At the time, Mr. Speaker, you said you would take that matter under advisement, as the number of people in the category, the number of honourable members in the category of either independents or non-recognised members, has in fact doubled within this Parliament. I'll try not to, I certainly won't repeat the points I made earlier. You'll recall I had citations going back to Speaker Macnaughton, Speaker Jerome, Speaker Gilbert Parent, John Fraser, and so on, to the fact that we do have rights to ask questions in question periods. It's a matter of the distribution. Just compiling some statistics, and I'll be as brief as I can possibly be, Mr. Speaker. In the 41st Parliament, when Green MPs first seats in this place, it was one question a week at the beginning of the Parliament. We've gone from 5 members of Parliament in the category of independents or organized parties. We'd grown to 14. And we went from one question a week to, with the addition of 7 slots per week, we ended up with 0.86 questions per week as opposed to 1. In the 42nd Parliament, we started with 11 members in that category of independent or non-recognized parties. It grew to 17 over the lifetime of that Parliament. Again, the effect of that was to go from 1 question a week to each one of us having 0.82 questions per week. That was because the Speaker added, and the process, Speaker and other parties, added 3 questions to the slots available for members in our category. In this 43rd Parliament, we started with 4, and we had 1 question per week for each one of us. The number in the independent and non-recognized party category has doubled. It is now 8. No questions have been added to the available slots. And the result is that rather than having where we started in after the last election with 1 question per week for each one of us, the 3 Green MPs and the honourable member for Vancouver Granville, each of us at the beginning of this Parliament had 1 question a week. With the addition of 4 more independents, we now have 0.50. In other words, roughly half of what we'd ever had since the 41st Parliament. So I put it to you, Mr. Speaker, we had near agreement yesterday on unanimous consent. We have a lot of support in this House that there should be more questions available for category independent, non-recognized parties. I would be very grateful if you could look at these numbers, these statistics, and see if it isn't time to add more slots to the available times in question period for members who fall into our category. Thank you, Mr.
I want to thank the honourable member for her intervention, and we will take it under advisement and come back to the House with new information should it be required.